Good evening, everyone. Today is the 8th of May, and here are some of the major headlines that moved the markets this week. Stock jumped to record levels on Friday, despite a disappointing April job report that showed non farm payrolls rising by only 266,000 compared with projections for a million jobs created. The weak number caused investors to believe easy monetary policies will stay in place for longer and may provide boost to Biden's economic stimulus agenda. The dollar slumped towards the lowest since February, while US Treasuries fluctuated before ending mostly unchanged as 10-year yields briefly fell below 1.47% after the job data hit. For the week, the Dow Jones and S&P 500 indexes closed at record highs, rising 2.7% and 1.2% respectively, but the Nasdaq ended lower for the third straight week, down by 1.5%. Value stocks outpaced growth stocks for the week. Risks of rising prices are intensifying across the economy as a growing number of companies warn that supply shortages and logjams will compel them to raise prices. In fact, tight inventories have seen price surges for raw materials ranging from semiconductors and steel to lumber and cotton. Manufacturers are scrambling to replenish stockpiles to keep up with accelerating demand as eager shopkeepers take out their stimulus filled wallets following a broad vaccination rollout. Straight price increases will continue to be an important element as we look at back half of the year. Colgate Palmolive CEO Noel Wallace told investors after the company's quarter one results. I anticipate that you will see more price increases across the sector given the headwinds that everyone has faced in this space. Many other companies have also warned of price increases and supply chain disruptions on their earnings call, including Apple, Coca-Cola, Procter& Gamble, and Kimberly-Clark. Another crypto craze hit the market this week as parabolic rally for altcoins, that is, cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin, took the value of all digital token past $2.3 trillion. Dogecoin, a crypto that started as a joke, changed hand as high as 0.68 cents on Tuesday, climbing about 63% in 24 hours, 131% over the past week, and over 11,000% so far in 2021. Dash also spiked 35% within the span of a day, and Ethereum Classic rose almost 50%, helping crash crypto trading on Robinhood's popular trading app. Some pointing to Elon Musk's upcoming SNL appearance as Dogefather, as well as the future of DeFinance and other crypto trends, but one of the more immediate catalysts appeared to be a change in trading sentiments. Once upon a time, investors had talked about the time value of money and the advantages of compounding, but who's looking for 10% a year when one could make 50% or more per day? That kind of attitude, while risky, has been increasingly adopted by a new generation of traders, while institutions can take advantage of the price moves by easily entering and exiting positions. While some see this as a mere opportunity to get in on the action, bigger believers say that the current rally is a breakthrough moment that will provide cover against a future dollar devaluation. Others see the entire system as a kind of pyramid scheme, but even among the biggest backers of crypto, some see the current altcoin rally as unsustainable. Famed investor Mike Novogratz said recently he'd be very worried were one of his friends to invest in Doge, but thinks crypto returns will beat the crap out of stocks, but not forever. They will hit an equilibrium. There's no free lunch in the world, he added. Right now, it feels like there's a free lunch because the government's losing everything. After a great deal of thought and a lot of work on our relationship, we have made the decision to end our marriage, Bill and Melinda Gates wrote in a statement on Twitter this week. The couple met at Microsoft in 1987, where Melinda has been working as a product manager, and the two had been married for 27 years. Though the pair in a statement assured the public that they will continue to work together at their foundation despite ending their marriage, the news could send shockwaves across the project. On the vaccination chatter, stocks of COVID-19 vaccine developers trended lower on Wednesday and Thursday after US Trade Representative Catherine Tai announced support for a waiver of intellectual property protections. We are for the waiver at the World Trade Organization. We are for what the proponents of the waiver are trying to accomplish, which is better access, more manufacturing capability, more shots in the arm, she said during an interview. Not everyone was happy about the decision, like German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who said it would create severe complications for vaccine production. At the World Trade Organization, the Biden administration will engage in negotiations for the text of waiver and push for support from other countries. Regarding the timeline of an outcome, I am the first one to admit that what we are leaning into is a process that is not going to be easy. Tai noted, saying that the World Trade Organization is a member-driven organization that takes decisions based on consensus. The US Chamber of Commerce also opposed the decision, along with others in the business community, stating it will take us off the track in the ongoing and successful efforts to license and scale global production of vaccines that individuals can be confident are safe and effective. Another breaking news that moved the market was Trump's ban upheld at Facebook, marking the most momentous decision of body's short existence. Facebook's oversight board decided not to permit former President Donald Trump bank on social media network. However, the group did ding the company for inconsistent application of its rule and directed that it revisits and clarifies the nature of the ban. Facebook created the oversight board to insulate itself somewhat from where becoming the thorny decisions about content regulation on network of billions of individuals and groups, and during the time when president's controversial posts became one of the most significant social issues of the internet era. In what became an indefinite suspension, Facebook stopped Trump from posting to 35 million followers after the storming of US Capitol on January 6, the day Congress counted the electoral votes for the presidency. That came alongside ban of Trump on Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitch, and many other platforms. Now some of the updates on US indices. Dow up by 2.7% to 34,778. S&P up by 1.2% to 4,233. Nasdaq down by 1.5% to 13,752. Russell 2000 up by 0.2% to 2,270. COPE Volatility Index down by 10.3% to 16.69. S&P 500 sectors performance recorded as consumer staples up by 1.6%, utilities down by 1.1%, financials up by 4.2%, telecom by 0.1%, healthcare by 2.2%, industrials by 3.4%, information technology down by 0.5%, materials up by 5.9%, energy by 8.9%, and consumer discretionary down by 1.2%. The world indices stood at London up by 2.3% to 7,130, France up by 1.9% to 6,386, Germany up by 1.7% to 15,400, Japan up by 1.9% to 29,358, China down by 0.8% to 3,419, Hong Kong down by 0.3% to 28,628, and India up by 0.9% to 49,206. Commodities and bonds stood at crude oil up by 2% to 64.84, gold up by 3.6% to 1,832, natural gas up by 1.4% to 2.97, and 10-year treasury yield up by 0.5% to 132.73. Now, in the forex and crypto markets, euro to US dollars up by 1.21%, US dollars to Japanese yen down by 0.63%, Great Britain pound to US dollars up by 1.19%, Bitcoin down by 0.1%, Litecoin up by 27.9%, Ethereum up by 20.2%, and Ripple down by 3.7%. Top gainers of this week were Regional Health Properties, that was up by 158%, Semileads Corporation up by 119%, Precipo up by 111%, Nemora Medicals up by 78%, Big Five Sporting Goods up by 66%. Now some of the top losers of this week were Sequential Brands Group down by 56%, Intrusion down by 44%, Pure Cycle Technologies down by 41%. That's all for this week's updates. Thank you.